Hello and welcome back to the internet. So as most of you probably haven't noticed, I myself didn't even notice for a little bit, but my big video on my YouTube Analyze channel that I uploaded like 2 months ago randomly just started going semi-viral the last few days. I mean, I kinda wish that would happen on this channel again, but I'll take what I can get. Anyways, as I was looking for a question to put in this video, I ended up finding a really good one that I could make a whole video about. So we're just gonna be reading stories from What is the best loophole you've ever heard of? A kid from my school was about 30 seconds late to class, and a teacher refused to mark him present and made him go sign in as late at the office. In protest, he went and ate a sit-down breakfast and showed back up with about 5 minutes left of class with his late slip. The teacher threw a fit that he skipped class, but since he never signed it, he didn't face any consequences. Hey, I mean, if you're already gonna get in trouble for being late, why not just be even more late? A man in China purchased a first-class plane ticket and used it to eat a year's worth of free meals at the VIP lounge at Xi'an International Airport. The frequent diner purchased a first-class, fully refundable ticket aboard Eastern China Airline. He used the ticket to gain access to the airport's VIP lounge, where high-rolling travelers dine for free. According to a report last week in the Chinese-language newspaper Quang Hua Yit Pa in Malaysia, the man rebooked his first-class ticket over and over again and kept the gravy train rolling. Eastern China Airlines officials only recently figured out the man's scheme after noticing his single ticket had been rebooked 300 times over 1 year, according to the newspaper report. Airline officials admitted there was nothing they could do to stop the frequent diner. A spokeswoman for the carrier called the man's free meal scheme a rare act. Still, Eastern China Airlines officials confronted him, and the human meal ticket stopped chowing down. The freeloader ended up cashing in his fully refundable ticket and getting back all his money. Hey, I mean, if you find something that works, just do it until it doesn't work. For appointments that cost money to cancel with less than 24 hours notice, they often are free to reschedule within that window. So you reschedule it to a week later, then cancel it a day or two later. Man, forget those silly life hack videos, these are way more valuable. A local radio station had a contest where you call in when they play the same artist back to back to win a prize. Turns out they had a Now Playing and Up Next feature on their website. My girlfriend at the time would start calling in before the second song even came on. Won tons of prizes, ranging from concert tickets to a laptop. Well, I guess most people are only listening to radios when they're in the car or something, so they don't really have the ability to look at the website. A good shot, but not eventually a real loophole, was the Drink Pepsi, Get a Harrier Jet guy. In 1996, Pepsi ran a promotion where you could collect points by buying Pepsi products. The more points you got, the more stuff you could get, such as t-shirts, free Pepsi, sunglasses, etc. They also had a commercial where they advertised a Harrier jet for 7 million points. One guy read the rules of the promotion and found that you could buy points for 10 cents. That means to get 7 million points you'd have to pay $700,000. The going cost for a Harrier at the time was about $20 million or so. So one guy raised the money, bought the points, and demanded the jet. When Pepsi refused, he sued them. He lost, but it was a good try. I mean, you played by the rules and you still lost, so I don't really know what to say about this one. When the US government issued the Sacagawean dollar coin, they wanted to get them into circulation as quickly as possible so they'd catch on. So they had a thing where you could order them and have them shipped to you for free. People realized you could pay for the coins using one of those credit cards that gives you frequent flyer miles as a reward. So you order $1,000 of coins, put it on the card, get the coins, deposit them into your bank, pay off the credit card. You've just gotten 100% free frequent flyer miles. Yeah, I feel like credit card rewards are probably the #1 thing that people exploit loopholes in. I used to work in a call center doing tech support for a dial-up ISP. The 10-hour plan was $10, and then there were various tiers, including an unlimited plan for $50 or something like that. I ended up moving to a different city, and called up the call center to set up internet, and I asked for the 10-hour plan. The guy, who didn't know I used to work there, tried to talk me into a bigger plan, but I stuck with the 10-hour plan. Why? Because the company had no system for monitoring usage. You could use as much data as you wanted, and it was all the same to them. There was no tracking system in place. Well, that's probably a good thing, because with dial-up, it would probably take 10 hours just to boot up Internet Explorer. Not very impressive, but at my high school, we had to wear a button-down and a tie to class every day. One of the kids realized that they never specified what kind of button-down it had to be, so he wore a Hawaiian shirt to class with a tie. Technically, it met the dress code, so it stuck. Pretty soon, most of the school started wearing Hawaiian shirts with ties to class. We looked like a bunch of ridiculous Jimmy Buffett Goes Mormon types, but it was worth it to spite the system. They changed the rule to ban Hawaiian shirts a week later. But hey, now you get to put your name on that rule, and you can forever know that that was there because of you. In West Virginia, there was a law that waived taxes for automobile title transfers between parents and children. A friend wanted to buy a car from his uncle, so the uncle sold the car to his father, who then sold it to his other son, who sold it to his own son, my friend. 3 transactions, 0 taxes. You know, I gotta be honest, when it comes to loopholes that rip off the government, I'm 100% for it. Go right ahead. Those taxes are a complete scam in the first place. My college campus had a cafe with deli and salad bar. The deli sandwiches were way overpriced, like $8 for a standard turkey sandwich, but the salad bar was very reasonable. So I found that the salad bar had all the same ingredients as the sandwiches. The meat was just shredded. The deli would sell slices of bread for 25 cents each, so I would just buy the bread, load up and weigh my salad, and grab some free mayo and mustard packets. Then build my own sandwich for under $2. Use that trick for my last 2 years. Hey, guess what? This loophole also works if you don't want to pay full price for a meal at a restaurant. You can go to the grocery store and get it for about 1/10 of the price. New York State had a glitch in the motor vehicle system for a while. If you got a moving violation, you would plead guilty and overpay it by $5. They would send you back a check for $5, but you don't cash it. They would not apply points to your license until the case was fully adjudicated. If you waited until a year passed and then cashed it, those points would roll off, so you would never actually have any points showing on your license. You know, I'm actually kind of amazed people find these loopholes like this. I mean, I know a lot of people who look for exploits in video games of stuff like this, you know, where there's no real major consequences, but you'd have to get kind of lucky to figure something like this out. Let's race to that pole. Last one to touch it is gay. If you never touch the pole, then you can't be gay. Play your cards right, and you can be the only non-gay kid in the neighborhood. Well, what good does that do? Because if you're the only non-gay person in the whole neighborhood, then how are you supposed to find a mate? You just played yourself. We used to run a ticket scam operation at the local Chuck E. Cheese. We started small time. We used to cheat at the games like skee-ball while traffic was low and it was off times. After a few times of pulling that heist, we decided to cool it because we thought it might be suspicious that we'd earned the mega bonus ticket payout regularly. We did similar things with other games, but nothing paid out like skee-ball. That's when my buddy found out the big one. I'm not sure if it's like this now. Back then, it used to weigh the tickets at the front of the bowl on a scale. But then, they replaced them with these new machines. These machines you would feed the tickets into. It would count the tickets and then present you with a slip listing how many tickets it was worth that you could redeem. Turns out, if you were delicate and had enough finesse, you could pull the strip of tickets out and then feed them back in. It would count the tickets over and over again, even though they had unique serial numbers. Boom, infinite tickets. The ticket counters were in the corner of place by the front, near the registers, but a few were kind of hidden away from plain sight. We would have 2 people stand guard while my buddy worked his magic. If staff came by, we'd signal him and he'd feed the tickets in like normal. Instead of having a bunch of really large tickets, we'd make some moderately sized ones mixed in with some big ones and spread them out a bit. I think they had dates printed on them. We got it all. The glowing disco ball, the special edition Barbie for my friend's girl, candy, spray foam, the sticky hands. We never got the crazy big items like the bike because we thought it'd be too suspicious. I think we could even redeem them for pizza, which we would do when we were hungry. We never got found out, but we eventually cooled it because it was only a matter of time. It was like Ocean's 11, but instead it was like Chucky's 4. More of a straight up hustle than a loophole. Good memories. Yeah, see, these arcades actually prepare for stuff like this. That's why you can't get any actually valuable prizes, because they're just waiting for somebody to exploit it. They know what's gonna happen. My microwave stopped turning on, so I went to Best Buy to get a new one. I tried the old one in another outlet, and it came back to life, so I reinstalled it. I returned my new microwave to Best Buy, went back home to see that the old microwave had now died again once more, for good, and then just drove right back to Best Buy where I bought the brand new microwave I just returned as an open box item for half price. Probably a fluke, but it was a rare instance of the system working in my favor. I did this on accident, not as a scam, just for clarification, not that I complained. I don't know why anyone wouldn't take the deal of an open box. See this white guitar right here? It's normally like $700, but I got it for $550 because it was an in-store display. It was still in perfect condition, it came in a nice box and everything, it was just outside of the box while it was in the store, so... In Sydney, Australia, we have the Opal card system for public transport. You load up the card with monies, and tap it when you get on and off public transport. Now these days, per week, you get a discount on all your trips after your 8th. Well, that was brought in after people exploited the previous rule. After 8 trips, all trips were free. So people would ride the buses to and from stops. Tap, tap, tapping away, leaving enough time between each tap for it to register as an individual trip. And after a few hours of entering the city and tapping, they then had the rest of their weekly travel for free. The news did a piece of everyone doing it, and soon after the new rule came in. The problem here is that the rule that they changed didn't actually stop people from exploiting it. They just lowered the rewards for the people that exploit it, because it still says it's giving people discounts after their 8th trip, so pretty sure people are just going to keep doing it. I read about a promotion on some site that you earned points based on how much you spent over a period of time. Apparently buying gift cards counted towards your total. The loophole was that you could pay for gift cards with gift cards. Someone just kept buying gift cards with their gift cards and earning free points that they spent on other stuff. Geez guys, cut it out, you're just gonna deflate the dollar, you're just printing money at this point. I was at a bar. They ran a $2 shot special for any of the house stuff. I like vodka tonics though. However, those are $6. So me, having taken Algebra 1 twice, knew that $2 is less than $6. I asked the bartender how much she'll charge me for a tonic water. She replies, nothing. I proceed to order a $2 shot of vodka and a free glass of tonic water. See kids, this is why you stay in school, so you can know things like this. I am the lucky beneficiary of the loophole. Back in the 1960s, a school district in my hometown was broken up and absorbed into surrounding districts. Fast forward to 2003, I'm applying to colleges. I discovered that there was a scholarship fund for people living in that old district area, like me. The district is gone, but the scholarship still exists. I applied and got the scholarship. I don't think there were any other applicants. Man, scholarships are so weird. It's just like, here's a bunch of free money we have lying around, we'll just give it to whoever gives us the best reason why we should give it to you. In 2014, a loophole was discovered in Ireland so that Class A drugs were legal. Took a week for the government to criminalize it again. I'm not exactly sure how you just accidentally erase a law. Like, is there just a book of laws printed somewhere and somebody just accidentally deleted a law one day? And then everybody saw that and was like, oh, looks like we can get away with that now. There was a promotion a bunch of years back where Hoover included a plane ticket to select destinations around the world, from Europe, with any purchase of one of their products over $100. People could buy a vacuum that was like $109 and get a $600 plane ticket for it. Hoover ended up having to have people work crazy overtime to fulfill the demand for the cheapest model, and eventually they stopped honoring the promotion, which caused the people who hadn't collected on it yet to sue them. The company made $30 million from the promotion and lost $50 million in plane tickets and legal fees. I gotta wonder what's in these people's houses. They just have like a pile of vacuum cleaners and people are like, what's that about? And they're like, oh, free plane tickets. One time the local mall was having a Guitar Hero contest back when those games were super popular. Whoever got the most points on a song throughout the whole day won tickets to see Stone Temple Pilots. What they didn't know was their contest was fatally flawed to anyone that actually knew the game. If you play a song on Expert like Shara Brock and hit most of the notes, you will naturally get a higher score than if you had hit every note in a song like Mississippi Queen, just because there are way more notes in the song. So that's what I did, played Shara Brock and got a score a couple 100,000, and no one beat it the rest of the day, and I won the tickets. Ooh, finally a story that I can be the expert in. Now based on the songs he's talking about in this story, he's talking about Guitar Hero 3, which was the most popular one, it's the one I have right up here. And yes, if all you care about is getting the highest score on any song, you just play the song that has the most notes. In that case, I'd just play Through the Fire and Flames and get over 800,000 points. But if they did this in Clone Hero, which is the modern day PC version of Guitar Hero, it would be so much worse. Because there are actually songs that are about 7 hours long, which is what you would have to play if you wanted the highest score. So I feel like that contest would be over before it even started. When I was young, about 12 years old, I received a free chicken sandwich coupon for Chick-fil-A that I got from a contest at school. There was no fine print on it, no expiration date, no one per customer, no nothing. So I used my dad's photocopier at home and made a frick ton of copies. Talking like 100 copies. Every week my mom would drive me to a Chick-fil-A, wait in the car. I think she was embarrassed, but didn't want to suppress my enthusiasm. I'd go inside and walk out with a couple free sandwiches. I did it for like a year before we moved away. Pretty sure the high school employees just took pity on a 12-year-old, and honestly didn't care enough to say no. I work in marketing now, and fine print is the one thing I proofread 3 times before approving. Well, we made it through all of these stories. Hopefully you now have plenty of new knowledge that you can go and conquer life with. I'm sure the thumbnail for this video is going to turn out to be something ridiculous, but hope you all enjoyed. Now you get to enjoy some more cat.
I bet you're really jealous.
Hello,
To get
do
to
you
bad
mind?
ending, don't do anything. Alexander will return to his world and then Daniel wakes up and it was all a dream. That's why it's called the bad ending, because of bad writing. To get the revenge ending, you have to disrupt the ritual and then spray Alexander with root beer. This is of course the original ending. And finally, to get the good ending, you put